skills on the platform. This is the Monday Oracle read for our fire signs. All right. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay. Now, what came out for our fire signs is the moon card. Okay. The moon is not considered a planet by modern day standards, but it is included in alchemy as the polar opposite of the sun. The moon represents femininity. The moon goddess, Artemis in Greek, Diana in Rome. Right? You guys don't necessarily have to believe in the Greek or Roman gods, but this is supposed to be myth. So but the whole point of it is to expand your mind, to have deeper understanding of things, right? Just gives you a certain viewpoint, right? It broadens your mind and it broadens your horizons, expands your mind, right? And opens you up for greater possibilities in your life, right? Because one thing I know about fire signs, you guys are literally, you'll jump out there and just do something, make a decision, and then not really think about it until after the fact, right? And then kind of deal with the consequences later. I have heavy fire in my chart, so I understand that. I tend to do that myself, okay? So for our fire signs, it speaks of the moon card, okay? The moon represents femininity, right? So let's touch on that for a little bit. Fire signs. Fire signs are generally masculine in frame and thought. You guys just jump out there and just do things, right? But the reason why the moon card came out for you guys this week, our fire signs, it's for you to balance out your masculinity with your femininity. Now, people take it, society has kind of taught us, man acts a certain way, woman acts a certain way, right? But when it's all said and done, it's energy we're dealing with on a consistent basis. When someone is acting masculine, whether it's male or female, right? It's an energy that's being transferred or relayed or displayed or demonstrated by either the male or female physical form, okay? And when someone is aggressive towards you, right? You can meet them with the same type of aggression. But what's going to happen? Typically, it's going to escalate to somewhere where you may not be ready to take it there. Let's be honest, right? Some of us may not be ready to deal with that smoke, and for the lack of better words, right? Or should I say that fire? Fire signs. So you may not be ready to deal with that type of fire or that type of heat. Sometimes you have to provide that feminine energy, because that feminine energy curbs that masculine energy. As an example, right? Me being a man, and if I am encountered with an aggressive woman, naturally, I understand that me being a man, I already know if it really goes down to it, I'm not going to have a problem, fighting or battling a woman if she's attacking me. Naturally, I know in the back of my mind, I could beat her because she is a woman. She's more fragile in her frame. So naturally, I'm not going to try to meet her with the same aggression. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to fall back and I'll just turn around and just walk away from her. I'll just let her be, because clearly she's dealing with something in her personal life. It really doesn't have nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Even though it may seem that way, I know for a fact it's not me. It's something that she's dealing with because she's the one displaying the aggressive energy. So me, I'm going to just fall back and just turn around and walk away. I won't even say anything. I'll just walk away and just leave. And then that'll calm her down, like, you know, that'll start making her think instead of being in her emotions to just fire off and be masculine. She'll start to think like, why is it everyone walking away from me? She'll start to, you know, think about herself, and then vice versa, right? If you're a man and you're aggressive towards a woman, right? Typically, you know, she's not going to meet you with that same energy, especially if she's a feminine woman. She's going to fall back into her feminine frame and just let you have that, right? Because she understands there's power in that femininity, whereas a lot of women don't realize today that they could be in a much more powerful position if they knew how to be in their feminine, whereas, you know, versus being in their masculine all the time. You know, a lot of women today are heavy in their masculine and less in their feminine because society has bred these type of women today, right? And it's not necessarily their fault, right? It's just that women are natural born followers, men are natural born leaders. So if society is ingraining in their head to be a boss, you know, you handle your own thing, do your own thing, naturally she's going to fall into that frame because women are natural born followers. So they'll follow into that naturally, right? Now, also, it speaks of, with the moon card, represents the femininity, the goddess Artemis in the Greek Diana, and Artemis in Greek, Diana in Rome, and the calming and reasoning processes associated with passivity and emotions. Once again, I kind of just demonstrated that based upon what I just explained, right? Because I understand this being that, you know, I do have heavy moon energy within my chart, right? I balance that out, that masculine and feminine. There's times for that. When it comes down to doing your work, me focusing on my work, I'm masculine all day. I'm gun ho. I'm moving forward. I'm making it happen. I'm not wasting no time. Nothing can distract me from that. And if you distract me, I gotta kick you to the curb because I'm not playing, right? But then when it comes down to the feminine, you know, there's times for that as well. You know what I mean? When I'm you know, trying to relay a message, I'm gonna be more laid back with it. I'm not gonna be aggressive with it because my message won't be received if I'm highly aggressive. So you gotta have that balance. Now, also it speaks of the reasoning processes associated with passivity and emotions. However, do not mistake passivity for weakness. Please don't. Do not. That's what a lot of women are not realizing. That, I mean, a lot of them do. Don't get me wrong, but a lot are not, because being that passive emotion, right? That can be very dangerous. I mean, just by somebody not giving you any kind of, you know, feedback or even talking back to you, you have to fall back. You know why? Because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they have. They have the upper hand essentially, because they understand something like, okay, you're very aggressive towards me, right? They can just fall back, make plans, and destroy you later. So be very careful. Don't underestimate that. Don't take people's kindness for weakness, because that same kindness that they're displaying with you, right? It can easily shift and destroy you. Be very careful. The moon is a reminder that immediate action is not always the correct path to take when tackling a situation. Just like I said, you have to. Sometimes that person is thinking so hard and they're thinking of ways to destroy you because you were so aggressive towards them. Be careful. Masculinity doesn't mean stronger at all. They both are necessary. It's a balance. Lunar influences bring nurturing calm and is essential to keeping the universe in balance. When it appears in a reading, it indicates that you may have been approaching the situation about which you are inquiring from the wrong direction. Fire signs. You can't be aggressive all the time. It can hurt you. Think about it. If you're so aggressive, right, there's always going to be somebody that's probably more aggressive than you. And it can end up, you can end up getting hurt. Now, you can be in your masculine and still be in your feelings and get hurt. Feelings will get you hurt, so be careful on that, right? The moon tells you to focus on passivity, deep thought, and calculated reasoning action only after both have been examined. Once again, think before you move. Listen, I do this. I had this understanding for years, right? Also, in the inverted, right? When the moon appears inverted, look again to balance. Once again, that balancing, right? Balancing the hemispheres, balancing the mind. You know, think about certain times where there is necessary to move forward and get be very active, and there's time where you got to fall back and relax. That balance. The inverse meaning of both the moon and the sun is to look for that non-chaotic balance between the two. Working together, they are invincible. See that? You balance those energies, the moon and the sun, the feminine and masculine, the feminine and the masculine energies. You can become invincible. This is for our fire signs, right? This is food for thought. I know you guys don't like to listen. Some of y'all can be very hard-headed, because I can be hard-headed too, right? But it will make you invincible if you can master this. And and make you invincible and inseparable over balanced chaos results. So you balancing out chaotic results. All right. So this is the oracle read this week for our fire signs. Fire signs, peace.